Hi, this is Chloe here at magicalwellness.co. For this week's Tapping Tuesday, I've drawn a card from the Venetian Tarot by Eugene Venitsky, and what came up was the Seven of Pentacles, which in this case shows a masked man, carrying a great big barrel. And so instead of it being the vines, it's the actual barrels of wine. And I really see hard labour here. I mean, carrying barrels is really tough work. And yeah, I guess there's also something there about, maybe he could be using a trolley or something to help himself. So sometimes we make things harder for ourselves than they really need to be. And kind of going to some of the more traditional interpretations of this card as well, there's that sense that perhaps if you took a step back and thought about what you were doing, you could find an easier way of doing it and maybe not make things quite so hard on yourself. So that's what we'll tap on today. So think about whether there is any situation, or maybe more than one, in your life where you're making things hard for yourself, where it may not even be that you feel like you're making things hard for yourself, but just that it feels like really hard work. And as I say, there is this aspect where maybe if you could take that step back, you would see that there might be a different way of doing things that wouldn't be quite so hard. So sometimes, even if it seems at first that, that's just the way things are, if you can get that little bit of emotional distance, which tapping may allow you to do, then perhaps you can shift your perspective a little bit, see something a bit different, do something a little bit different. So that's what we'll be aiming for here. So we'll just start straight away. Think about a situation where things are feeling like hard work. Tapping the side of your hand. Even though things feel like really hard work right now, and it might be in a particular area, or it might be in quite a few different areas, or just generally it feels like hard work. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though things feel like hard work, and it just seems a little bit unmanageable, maybe. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it feels like I'm struggling and that I'm carrying a little bit of the weight of the world, and it feels like there's not really a different way of doing it. And yet maybe if I could let go of some of the emotional charge to this, I could find a different way. And I deeply and completely love and forgive myself. Tapping through the points. This area that feels like hard work, or maybe it's more than one area, and it feels like I'm struggling, having to bear the weight of the world, really having to put my back into things to get things moving or get things done. It feels like such hard work. And sometimes I just feel a bit tired of it all. And maybe I could put down some of this burden. This feeling of struggling. And maybe I've become so used to it that sometimes I don't even notice what hard work it is. And perhaps I might be ready to release some of that weight. And I'm open to the possibility that I could do something different. And I'm open to the possibility that seeing things from a different perspective, I could make a change to make things easier. And maybe I don't deserve for things to be easy. Or maybe I really do. Take a moment to take a deep breath and tune into yourself again and to those feelings of it being hard work. And we're going to do another round trying to shift things a little bit. Okay? So, even though things have felt like quite hard work recently, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's felt like I have to do certain things, and maybe that's just the way it is, or maybe there is a possibility for change, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I've been struggling a little and not really quite sure what to do about it, I deeply and completely forgive myself. Tapping through the points again. This struggle, and perhaps I could put down some of my burdens. Take a deep breath. Maybe I could let go of some of these responsibilities. Excuse me. Maybe I could gain a new perspective on this. Maybe I could take a step back from things. And maybe seeing things in a new light would bring me different possibilities. And maybe I'm not quite ready to stop struggling. And maybe I am ready to let go of some of this. Perhaps things don't always have to be hard work. Maybe I've just been doing things the same way for so long that I've forgotten they could be different. And I'm open to the possibility of things beginning to feel lighter. I'm open to the possibility that there might be a different way to do things. I open to the chance that things could be a little easier. And maybe I can be a little bit kinder and more compassionate to myself. And maybe I'm ready for this change now. To do things differently so that things feel easier. So I hope that things do feel a little bit lighter for you, a little bit easier. And sometimes it might take doing this over again, perhaps a couple of times, perhaps several times over the week. And you can explore, how could you take a step back? Might there be a different way of doing things? Have you been doing things on automatic pilot and maybe it's a bit much? And how could you be kinder and more compassionate to yourself this week? Blessed be.